Hello everyone. As you will have just seen from the pictures you just saw, I have a lot of trees. Some might say it's an obsession getting out of hand, but I just can't seem to help myself. I like sowing seeds. I've got beech and oak and sweet chestnut. Anything I can collect. When I'm out walking with Cooper, I will pick them up and try and grow them with greater or lesser success. But and I like to take cuttings, so whenever I prune my trees I try and take cuttings with greater or lesser success. But in actual fact, and there's almost 400 of trees in these little 9cm pots. Probably 60% are things like this. This is an English elm, which is a cutting that I took. Took some pieces out of the hedgerow and managed to get a few to root. But this is a self-seeded little birch, a little downy birch. They seem to be everywhere in my garden. Also I have hawthorn and hornbeam, and even on one occasion what turned out to be walnut, and I still don't know how that happened. Different shapes, different sizes. In almost every pot I will find something. I also get a lot of willow, particularly goat willow. We're not too far from the Willow and Wetlands Centre here in Somerset. That's the wind, as the crow flies, only a few miles. So I suppose some of it comes from there, but I certainly get a lot of this downy birch. So I decided to, I get them out and I pot them up when I root prune other trees, and decided to make use of some of these birch to do a root over rock project. But I don't want to use any wire in this case. I've done a lot of fusion root over rock projects, all involving wiring trees together, and obviously then you later have to deal with the scars that leaves. So I'm going to try a kind of, not a plait exactly, but just twisting the trees together and letting nature take its course. So basically what I did was I took a bunch of little seedlings similar to this earlier in the year, similar to this little one. I put a rock in a pot and I planted the trees as close to them as I could, and then allowed them simply to grow up around. It's nearly the end of July. It's a bit late for leaf pruning and a complete defoliation, so I'm not going to do that, but I am going to just take some of the lower leaves off, leaving the stalk. That will allow the trees to sort of use that to grab onto one another initially, almost like the tendrils on a sweet pea, if that makes sense. So I'm leaving a few leaves at the top to keep powering the plant, and just working my way round. The other thing I'm trying, I hope I will get from this, is these seedlings aren't dead straight like some of the others that I've used, older trees in the fusion projects. So I'm hoping that I'll get a slightly more natural look to the roots. They won't be quite so even and well, unnatural looking. That's my hope. Okay, so nearly round. I think this is the last one. So I'm going to start with this little grouping this side of the rock, and I'm just going to, as I say, it's not a perfect plait. Missed a leaf there. but I'm just twisting the trees together in the hope that they will continue to grow in that way, and eventually fusion will occur. Once they've hardened off and become more woody, and they essentially can't undo themselves, so they've only got one thing they can do. Of course, this follows on from the sort of thing you see at the Willow and Wetland Trust. They do a lot of willow statues that are basically, careful, don't snap that end off. They are basically just intertwining willows and making them into various shapes, and sort of become a living statue. Okay, so that's two. That one's going to try and jump out. That's okay. Okay, and these two little ones could possibly need to have grown up a little bit more, but that's fine. You get the picture. So then it's a case of just intertwining them, trying not to trap any leaves that are left on. And hopefully these will fuse together in a couple of years and wrap themselves tightly to this rock, and I won't have any wire scars to worry about. That's the plan. So there's that one, and in the grand old tradition of children's television, here's one I completed earlier. So you can see these trees have been together a little while longer. Got some side shoots growing. Maybe use one of these side shoots at the top here as a future leader. Time will tell on that. So anyway, that's just a little idea I had. Used a piece of wire on this one just to hold them a bit tighter to the rock. But then that'll be removed before. It's not really digging in any way, and just something I thought I'd give a try. I thought I'd share with you guys. So you take care of yourselves, and thank you for watching.